If we can't get back to the roots of America and how we got started, that's why the Bible, we need to remember and not destroy the documents that we got founded by, the symbols of our freedom, which is, of course, the American flag.
The principles of liberty work if we work them, and we as believers have a duty and responsibility to be salt and light, to go into the culture and not only preserve it, but bring out the best flavor by bringing God's principles into that place. That's why becoming biblical citizens is so important. We got to know what the Bible says about how this works, but also what the Constitution says about how to do it in our country. And, Hank's right there in Judges 5, I just skipped forward a little bit to Judges 9 and the parable of the trees. They wanted the olive tree to lead, they wanted the fig tree to lead, they wanted the vine to lead, and they were all too busy. So what'd they get? The thorn bush. What we need to say to Christian leaders out there is we need you to lead in this country on the local school board, on the city council, the water district, the county commissioner, the state legislature, Congress, and yes, President. We need believers to step up and lead. Otherwise, we're going to continue to be led by thorn bushes.
With everything that's going on, the one thing Silk says, there's always a cause for the pause. It's time for us to take a step back, and it's time for people to open up their eyes and see what's really happening in our country. As long as we're running off at our mouth, people hear us, but they're not paying attention. Now, with everything that's going on, people are starting to pay attention.
We're really being forced, and it's not easy because Americans are very trusting people, but we're being forced to see that, yes, we've been lied to, people have abused their authority. So it is a real shaking that's going on. But I just want to encourage people that the good side is that tons of people, many watching right now, are waking up.
51 heads of intelligence agencies, past and present, signed a letter saying that the laptop was Russian collusion, was Russian disinformation. The corruption, and this is the saddest thing for young Americans, there is no institution they can any longer believe in. And if the church doesn't fill that void, there is no hope for the country.
Don't get caught up in the spirit of fear, because it will shipwreck your faith. It is about our faith for our needs to be met. But God is looking at you right now, especially those of us that have grew up with Word of Faith, with Brother Copeland, Brother Hagin. We learned faith. Now it's time to take faith to a whole nother level for our nations and for the earth.
We've had 4 great revivals in our nation historically, and they've all been around times of pestilence or war. We got both of those going on. It's time for a revival.
So whereas in the Jesus movement, it was love and peace, that was the matrix of a lamb. This one has the matrix of a lion. This is not going to be acoustic guitar songs. These are lions, young lions roaring. And it's the part of the book of Joel that Peter quoted. And this is the part we hadn't seen yet. We didn't see it in the Jesus movement. I will pour out my spirit on your sons and daughters, and they will prophesy.
When Christians come together, something happens. The Bible says when 2 or 3 come together, I'm in the midst of them. What happens when 10,000 come together? I really think that we can move heaven.
That mustard seed, it's just a little bitty thing. And if you have just that little bitty grain of a mustard seed of a faith, that's all you got to have. You got to believe it, speak it, know it without a shadow of doubt that God is going to work this thing out. That's all it takes, baby.
Get ready for our events this year coming up in 2023. We're going to be more engaged with you, more events with you in mind, that we can keep our foot on the gas, get started for seeing what God's going to do in our nation. Because we're not only are we going to take America back, we're going to win America for Jesus. We're going to see signs, wonders, miracles. Yeah, we're going to see all of that, because that's who we are as we prepare for the future, we prepare for revival, and we prepare for a nation back to Jesus. So stay tuned to FlashPoint. Happy New Year, everybody. So glad you're a part. Glad you're a part. Stay connected with us. Watch us on social media. Connect with us on social media. If you're on Instagram, flashpoint.army. Lots of good stuff there.